Hey everybody, Nick First here for FCDallas.com on First Kick Day down here in Frisco, Texas at FC Dallas Stadium. Joined by a man all the FC Dallas fans know very well, the chairman of the Hunt Sports Group and one of the members of the most important soccer families really in this country. Clark Hunt, thank you so much for joining us.
Nick, great to be with you today.
It's a good day, First Kick. I assume you've been to so many of these, you've been part of soccer in this country for so many years, but it probably never gets old. First day of the season.
No, absolutely not. It's exciting for us as a family. I know it's exciting for our fans. This entire weekend is really tremendous, and here in Dallas we've got a sellout crowd today.
Yeah.
Very excited about. The fans are really into it.
And this soccer stadium, we've talked a little bit, obviously you have your affiliations with the Columbus Crew, and we've seen soccer-specific stadiums come a long way. FC Dallas Stadium still in great shape. We're getting a new one in Houston as well, right down the road.
Right, yeah. The growth in the number of soccer-specific stadiums has really been one of the big stories of MLS. If we go back 10 years, there was just one, Crew Stadium in Columbus, Ohio, which our family was involved with. This stadium opened about 6 or 7 years later, and when that stadium opens in Houston here in a couple months, the league will be up to 14 soccer-specific stadiums, which is really incredible. Over $2 billion has been invested in those stadiums, and it's really just one of the many examples of how the sport's growing in this country.
Let's talk a little bit about one of the features here at FC Dallas Stadium. It's a new feature here. It's called Lamar's Tailgate. That's where all the fans on the north end of the stadium can get together in honor of your dad, Lamar Hunt, who I hear was a good tailgater himself.
Yeah, he was one of the best. One of his favorite things to do before a game was walk around the parking lots and talk to people as they tailgated before games. And we put a statue in a couple of years ago in the north end of our stadium, a statue of my dad, in honor of everything he had done for FC Dallas, Major League Soccer, and really the sport of soccer. And it occurred to us this year as we were talking about what kind of pregame festivities we could have, that we could do a tailgate in the shadow of his statue. And the fans really responded to it today. We had Jurgen Klinsmann in, who scarfed the statue, which is another thing that we do before every game, just a fun ceremony for the fans. So we really combined the two. We had a smoker out there, and boy, the barbecue sure smelled good.
It's a good atmosphere here at FC Dallas Stadium. On the field, this is a team, FC Dallas, a lot of young guys, a lot of homegrown guys, and that's been a big initiative for this league. FC Dallas has done it very well. Academy guys, local guys on this team.
Yeah, absolutely. I was counting the number of local players that we have on the roster, and if you stretch the definition a little bit to include players that played at SMU or players who grew up in Texas, a third of our roster is homegrown in some fashion, and that includes 6 players from our academy, which is the largest number of youth academy players in Major League Soccer on a roster. And those guys are really the future of MLS, or the future of U.S. soccer, and we're delighted to be sort of blazing the trail, if you will, in terms of having a bunch of those players play for us.
Last but not least, you look back at some of the history in MLS, and when you guys got started with the Hunt family in the early days, did you ever think you'd get to this point where you have a sellout crowd in a soccer-specific stadium on NBC Sports with a lot of homegrown kids on the field?
I'm sure that in the back of our mind we envisioned this day. In fact, it was probably in some business plan somewhere that said that we would get to this stage. I don't know how long the projection was on that, but having lived it for the last 17 years, it is so gratifying to see how the sport has grown. To have a sellout crowd in a soccer-specific stadium with homegrown players playing, with the level of play getting better every year, it really is fantastic. I'm very excited about the future of the sport.
There you go, the start of the 2012 MLS season here with Clark Hunt. Thank you so much for joining us. FC Dallas Stadium in Frisco, Texas. Enjoy the season.